What's going on, everybody? We're going to get this show started in just a moment. As more, information comes out as far as, the head coach, it's official. As y'all can see on the screen, more information is starting to come out, but it is official. Brian Callahan is the new head coach of the Tennessee Titans. He will be the man in charge, taking over for Mike Vrabel, and um, also, um, Ran and Chad Brinker, Ran our GM, and the assistant general manager Chad Brinker both get promotions, and we're definitely going to talk about that. And obviously, I kind of got the graphic wrong, so y'all forgive me for that. But we're going to go ahead and get ready to get this show started, and make sure y'all share this show out and everything, and everything. But we're going to get this show started in less than 60 seconds. Here we go. Y'all give me a moment. Just fixing one or two little things. All right. We're going to get this thing started. 30 seconds, y'all. 30 seconds.
Good evening, Titan Nation. How's everybody?
Now, I had to fix the graphic here, but it is official. With Brian Callahan being the new head coach, so we are officially entering in the Ranahan or the Callathon era. Which one do y'all like a little bit more? Do y'all like Ranahan or Callathon? Or Callathon? So y'all let me know about that. But other than that, good evening, Titan Nation, and everybody. Welcome in to another edition of TNT Tonight. I'm your man, Chris, aka Blue Enforcer, aka The Truth, and we are gonna have an exciting new episode for you this evening. And first off, I want to make sure y'all go ahead and share this show out. I'm gonna do that as we speak right now. Whether it be on Facebook, Twitter X, or on Instagram, go ahead and share that show out to everybody. Let everybody know where they could go for the very best Tennessee Titans content there is, and that's right here on Titans and Truth. I'm actually, like I said, working on sharing everything out now myself, and I'm actually working on that as we speak with everything. So it may be a quick moment, but I'm letting everybody know where they could go, and they could come on in and everything. But we're definitely gonna get this road on the show. So again, make sure y'all follow me on Facebook, on Twitter X, and on Instagram, whether it be on Facebook at TNT Enforcers, whether it also be on Instagram at Titans underscore in underscore truth, and then also on Twitter X at TNT Blue Enforcer. Definitely make sure y'all follow me there and everything so that you can get the top content of Titans coverage that there is. And also super chats are definitely appreciated as well. I definitely would I would definitely appreciate that also if you're able to do that. And I would really be thankful for any and every donation that is given because it'll help the channel. It helps me because there are going to be some bigger and better things on the way for this channel that's going to be coming up in the coming months. So definitely be excited about that. Some things that I tried to launch that didn't really work. I think I'm gonna, reimagine and relaunch that stuff coming up. So be prepared for that um, and everything. So believe me, some great stuff is coming, and I want y'all to be ready for that when that happens. And because I mean, we're gonna make this channel bigger and better than ever before. This is gonna be the very best podcast in the world, and I definitely believe that. And we're gonna have a whole lot more people that's gonna want to come and be a part um, of all of this. So there's gonna be some more guests and some more people that's gonna definitely be a part of this. So definitely, you know, definitely make sure you spread the word out. And so we definitely gonna get into this show, but it's very exciting. Lou Man says he's first. T. Higgins is definitely coming to Tennessee, not only former OC here now, but he's from Oak Ridge. Now that is not guaranteed. It really depends on what the Bengals do, because they could tag him. Um, we could pick him or Mike Evans and take a tackle in the draft. And I still think you need to get receivers, but I mean, XD says TA made a video trying to roast me and my Jags, but the video was trash. XD, I love you, but I would trash your Jags too. I would trash your Jags too. Let's see. Daniel Berry Sports Highlight says, "What's up?" Says, "Yo." So what's going on, everybody? But yes, let's get into the breaking news that happened yesterday. Again, definitely make sure y'all smash that like button as well, and also hit that subscribe button too. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and hit all on your notifications so that way you know when we're live. That way you can get all of the content that you need is free. It doesn't cost anything. I'm just sharing some stuff out right now on some other Facebook pages, so that way we get more people to join us on tonight's show. So again, make sure y'all spread this show out to everybody. Share, subscribe to the channel, comment, and that way everybody will be able to come on in and be a part of the family and be a part of the Truth Nation as we keep going. But yes, we have a new head coach, everybody, and his name is Brian Callahan. And also make sure you follow on Spotify and everything too. But Brian Callahan today officially named the head coach of the Tennessee Titans. And so this is a very big deal. It is a very, very, very big deal that this hire was made. And I think it is gonna be I think this is a very, very good, a very, very solid hire that was made. And so just a little background information, um, just a little background information on um on Callahan, and I'm definitely gonna give you that right here. Brian Callahan, of course, about to be 40 years old. He'll turn 40 in June. Definitely was. He was recently the 5-year Cincinnati Bengals offensive coordinator. Um, for the Bengals. But then, of course, before that, he's been a quarterbacks coach with the Oakland Raiders, with the Detroit Lions as well. He worked as an offensive assistant in Denver, was a quality control coach in Denver as well. And so he's worked with guys like Joe Burrow. He's worked with Jake Browning, helping him out. He worked with Derek Carr and Matthew Stafford. And some of these guys with Callahan on staff developing them have put up some of their most prolific seasons. All these guys had over 4,000 yards passing with Callahan on the staff coaching them. So that is very important. And one thing, Callahan definitely talked about, the analytics of it all, and was really a big part of the preparation. Was a big part of the preparation that was needed, and things like that. So, um, you know, it was um it was definitely something for that. And that was really um y'all forgive me for that. I'm trying to share it on Instagram. I'm trying to share everything on Instagram as well. So but he's been around all the great quarterbacks, a lot of good quarterbacks like Peyton Manning, who definitely vouched for him. Peyton basically giving a message saying that he's, extremely hardworking. Um, definitely pays attention to detail and things like that. Um, I mean, that is a major endorsement. Extremely hardworking, extremely intelligent, just an overall great person. And he was happy for him to get this opportunity. That was from Peyton Manning about Brian Callahan getting this job as head coach of the Tennessee Titans. And I mean, Callahan, definitely um, he does value the offensive line. He also values wide receivers. So I really do think this could lead to a very good offseason where we finally get legit weapons and things like that. And so, again, his coaching career started um his NFL coaching career started in 2010. Now, he was a high school offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach as well. And then he got his start in Denver, where he was a assistant and then a quality control coach on offense. Um, and he was definitely still an offensive assistant, and then he was a quarterbacks coach, offensive coordinator, and things like that. But he did, and then also, of course, he comes from a family tree of coaching. Of course, his father, of course, is Bill Callahan, who was the former head coach of the Oakland Raiders, led them to a Super Bowl, and he is currently, of course, the offensive line coach with the Cleveland Browns. And there were some rumors that Bill Callahan may come with his son to Tennessee, although Cleveland could block that and stop that from happening. But there's been some mixed rumors in regards to that, whether Bill Callahan would come with his son or not. And that, we'll be finding that out hopefully in the coming weeks with that. But Brian Callahan is the new head coach of the Tennessee Titans. And I kind of want to get some of your thoughts on this hire of Brian Callahan. I did do a brief show 2 days ago while I was out in LA when the news broke that the Titans were planning to hire him. And of course, you could definitely go back and check that out on the channel as well. But of course, today everything is absolutely 100% official. So it is official now that he is the man. And I see some people putting in comments about whether they like Callahan or Ranahan. Definitely. Ian saying Ranahan. Blast says, why is a Jags fan here? Well, XD Gamer definitely supports the channel. He's one of our resident trolls, but I give him respect. I give him love because you know what? He supports the channel. He supports the channel, gives respect. He comes, he may be joking around trying to troll on the rest of us. And, I'll give it to XD Gamer though, with the exception of when the Jags lost to us and missed out on the playoffs. He went kind of MIA for a minute. But one thing I will say with XD Gamer, he can give a lick, but he can also take a lick too. Because a lot of times we bash on old XD Gamer, and I'll give it to him. He a tough trooper. I'll give that to him. Blast says also, funny, Vrabel still has no job. I know that's right, because the fact of the matter is, a lot of people in the Nashville media, Paul Kaharski and Paul Kaharski, Terry McCormick, some others, Miss Teresa, all of them was like, well, if you get rid of Vrabel, he'll have a job tomorrow. He'll have a job in 5 minutes. There will be teams that will fire their coaches to hire Vrabel. None of that's happened. Nobody has fired their head coach since Black Monday simply for the chance to hire Vrabel. Nobody's done that. Hasn't happened. As he says, Calathon sounds like a really stretched out thong. A stressed out thong. I ain't gonna lie. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. Um, I was talking about the Jags organization. You were hospitalized on the suicide watch. That's Kent. What's up, AZ Mick? Blast said, did you hear about Wesley Woodyard on the radio? I did not get to actually hear Wesley Woodyard's interview, but I did get some little tidbits talking about how Vrabel was kind of taking over the defensive meeting room right before the Kansas City game with Dean Pease and things like that. Um and that kind of stuff, and how Vrabel maybe lost the locker room a long time ago, and stuff like that. So I mean, yeah, there were some tidbits I found out. I'm like, I'm not really that surprised when you hear that. I'm not really that surprised. Vrabel was a stubborn ass, and we all know that. So again, good luck to Vrabel. I know he had an interview with the Chargers. He's interviewing in Atlanta, and I believe he's going to be interviewing with Carolina as well. And oh boy, if he becomes the head coach of the Carolina Panthers, I'm going to laugh my tail off, because that is going to be a mitigated disaster waiting to happen. I kid you not. It will be a disaster. It will be a disaster if that is the case. And everything. So, but obviously, he had an interview today with the Falcons, in at Arthur Blank's house. And it looks like, per Adam Schefter, I'm just seeing this. It looks like the LA Chargers are going with Jim Harbaugh as head coach. So they're going Harbaugh as head coach of the Los Angeles Chargers. So that's one less option. Yeah. So Jim Harbaugh going to the Chargers. And I think the young man that stood in for him for a few games, he's going to be the new head coach at Michigan. So I thought, honestly, that was a place Vrabel could go and actually do well, was at in LA. But now he may have a shot at Seattle, he may have a shot in Atlanta. Carolina is definitely a possibility. Um because Vrabel did meet with Arthur Blank at his house. And yet we haven't heard, you know, Bill Belichick yet, as far as that. So it's going to be very interesting to see if Vrabel gets anywhere and gets the job. So I mean that's going to be very, very interesting. Um, Tyrell Lockett, what's up? Yeah, what's going on? Um, let's see. Parker D said, "Do you think Callahan will be a good leader of men, coach? Only thing I like about Vrabel is being a leader of men." And I think it can't be always about that because it's about winning games. It's about getting the best out of your players. And the thing I really like about this hire is, and I was talking with somebody about this earlier, is that you want an offensive minded head coach because, like I said, Steve Smith said it. One thing about a defensive head coach, they think a punt is a good play. And then you always have that problem of always replacing an offensive coordinator on the other side. I think it's easier to replace a defensive coordinator than it is an offensive coordinator. So, with Brian Callahan, who I believe is going to call plays for the Titans, you have Brian Callahan, it'll be his offense, and then whoever the offensive coordinator is basically a cutoff from Callahan. So even if that offensive coordinator gets a new job as a head coach somewhere, the offense does not change. It is still under Brian Callahan. And so that's going to be good for continuity for Will Levis. That'll be good for Tajay Spears. We got DeAndre Hopkins. I know DeAndre going to be excited because he might get the ball quite a bit more. I honestly think this could be a move that could save Traylon Burks' career. I really do. This could save Traylon Burks' career. Very much so. Because Callahan's going to want to score points. Callahan's going to want to score. And that's the thing. So, Lou Man says Evans for D drop and cash. D Hop ain't going nowhere. D Hop ain't going nowhere. Now, defensive coordinator, that's going to be the question. Now, Parker D said the Browns cannot block it if it's an upgrade like assistant head coach. Then they can't block it. Now, I would agree with that. I think they need to do something like an assistant head coach if they're going to get Brian Callahan. Now, I think honestly what they could do is just make Bill Callahan just an assistant head coach, and you can still bring in a guy like a Mike Munchak to coach the offensive line. So I think either way, it could be a win-win situation. And everything. Landis said, who, Vrabel? Maybe what if he's just not that good of a coach? And that's very true. Rocky Boy, tighten up. Steven, tighten up. Party, yeah. If Vrabel gets that job in Carolina, it's going to be an unmitigated disaster. And yeah, Kyle Phillips too. That could probably save his career because he could actually be that safety net for Will Levis, along with Chig or Josh Wiley. But I do like the fact that it's going to give us offensive continuity. It's going to help at the most important position of all, and that is the quarterback position. And also, and I mentioned this with my guys Morocco and RJ on their show, and it was something we was talking about, and we all agreed upon it. Now that we have a new head coach now, you're not wasting Will Levis's years. because now Will Levis, he just finished year one. He has 3 more years left because since he was a second round pick, not a first round pick, he doesn't have that 5th year option. So you got 3 years left. You get to find out Brian Callahan gets 2 years to see if Will Levis is the guy. Because by that 4th year, you need to know. Going into that 4th year, you have to know if that's your guy because contract is going to be coming up. Will Levis's agents before that 4th year is going to be like, all right, let's get paid. Pay my guy. Pay my guy. And so that's going to be the thing. That's why, a lot of people still wanted Vrabel to continue on. And if you have Vrabel and you start off slow and you fire him in the middle of the year, then you've already wasted a 2nd year of Will Levis's development. And now a new coach is going to have to come in and would only have 1 good year with Will Levis before deciding if you're going to have to pay that money. Now, it doesn't mean that in year 4 they got to say, yeah, we got to decide if he's paying the money or not. But most times contracts get extended before that last year happens. That's why Big Jeff, he's about to play on his 5th year option this year, but he already got paid. He's already got paid. He got his contract extension before the 5th year happened. And so now you're going to probably have to pay Will Levis before year 4. And the growing rate for a quarterback, the floor is $50 million. That's going to be the floor. And if Will Levis looks really good, you're going to have to pay him upwards close to $60 million, if not more, to secure him. So that's something that you're going to definitely have to consider, which is why it's better that we still get 2 years with Levis before that 4th year instead of just 1. And so that's going to be extremely, extremely important and everything. Now, as somebody mentioned, are we happy? Truth, hell yeah, we are from Rossi. Absolutely. Now, 242_Titans does mention we still need a strong defense. That is very, very true. And that is why I think you got to bring in a strong defensive coordinator that maybe doesn't have the first opportunity to lead and everything. So that defensive staff is going to be important. And maybe whoever the defensive coordinator is, you give him the power to say, you know what, you run the defense, get you some guys that you could trust, one that can develop under you. So that way, if you get a head coaching job, the next guy's ready to step in. Jeffrey said, please don't let Vrabel go to Carolina or Atlanta. And if he goes to Carolina, that is going to be a show. It is. It's going to be a crap show. And it's going to be fun to watch. Parker D says, do you think Caleb Farley is a lost cause or if Callahan brings in a good DC to help him become a top-tier defensive back? That is a very, very good question. And I think, honestly, the fact of the matter is the only person that can help Caleb Farley is Caleb Farley himself. He's got to want to play football. And sometimes that's the question that I have when it comes to Caleb Farley. Does he really love football? Does he really want to play football? I get it. I understand that I understand he done went through hell. I understand he done went through hell. He's had back-to-back years with injuries. His dad passed away and things like that. So I know football wasn't his main focus. However, you got to decide if you love football or not. Oh, Dak. Sorry about that, y'all. But Caleb Farley can only help Caleb Farley. And he has to do that. I do think Terrell Williams should be brought back. Terrell Williams, maybe Charles London, maybe Rob Moore. Those guys I think could be brought back. Um, Chris Harris, I'm not sure if I would bring him back because I mean he was okay, but the secondary was not very good with that. AZ Mix said, I think Farley's career is over. Sad to say. I could see that. Um, I could definitely see where Farley's career could end before it starts. He could go down the Jake Locker path. I really could see that. And let me know if y'all can hear me good, because I know some people saying they couldn't hear me. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me good. But at the end of the day, I really, really like this hire. I think it is a terrific hire. I think it's going to do us a lot of good. And Miss Amy put out a statement and everything, and this is what she had to say in regards to the hiring. She says, "Quote: This is an exciting time for our franchise. We're thrilled to have Brian as our head coach. We went through a thorough candidate search, and Brian stood out as the best person to lead our football team. I want to thank the other candidates who were part of the process and wish them well moving forward. Brian has a track record of success and a range of experience that has prepared him for this opportunity. His football knowledge and his enthusiasm for the game really stand out. And beyond that, we think his ability to lead will make him an ideal fit for our franchise." Let's see. And then she goes on and says, if you look at his history, Brian's been a part of a Super Bowl winning team in Denver, another team that advanced to the Super Bowl. He worked in a variety of dynamic offenses with top flight quarterbacks. At each step of his career, he has shown the flexibility and intelligence to make an impact. Um, with his time with the Bengals, he was trusted with a number of responsibilities: offensive design, quarterback development, a contributor to the free agency and draft process, and showed the ability to be a resource in all those areas. As we seek sustained success and pursue a championship, Brian has seen firsthand what it looks like, and he is the right person to lead us there. And she said, to our fans, thank you for your support and sticking with us. You deserve a championship team, and we're going to get there. I can't wait for you to get to know Brian and his family. And again, that was from Miss Amy Adams Strunk, controlling owner, giving her thoughts on the hire of Brian Callahan. And again, I think it is a terrific hire as well. Um, Saying I'm back. Okay, Mario giving a thumbs up. Let's see, Parker D going, can the Titan team compete next season if Rand slams free agency in the draft? I think they're definitely going to win some games. I don't know if they'll make the playoffs, but I think if they're like right there competing for the playoffs, I think that's a good step forward in that. And speaking of Rand, there's more news that came out, and that is that Rand Carthon got promoted. So now Rand Carthon not only is the general manager, but he is the executive vice president of the team. And then Chad Brinker, um, assistant general manager, got promoted to being president of football operations. And so let's break down a bit of what each of that means. And so with Rand, you may not be able to see it all the way. With Rand as executive vice president now, his duties expand to include all areas that impact the football team. He has control of the roster. So Rand has final say over the roster. He will have roster control. He'll control team activities, personnel decisions. He will oversee Brian Callahan and his coaching staff and the scouting department as well. That's all Rand's responsibilities. Of football operations, his responsibilities will include direct oversight of football departments that address the salary cap management, analytics and strategy, and more. He will continue to provide evaluation of college and NFL talent. So he'll help in the talent evaluation, but he's mainly going to be on the money side, salary cap side. And then Rand is going to be like the football guy. So what I like about this is Miss Amy, they now have clear direction. There is a clear direction. We know who does what. We know Rand is going to be on the football side. He's going to be in control of the roster. He's going to be making personnel decisions. He's going to basically be running the draft and free agency. And then and overseeing Callahan and the staff. And then also Brinker is on the salary cap side. He'll be working with Vin Marino. He's going to be working with the salary cap guy and also dealing with analytics and things like that. So there is a clear-cut path to what this team is going to do. And then obviously what Miss Amy says, I'm pretty sure Brian Callahan is going to have a hand in the scouting, in the hand of draft and free agency process. But at the end of the day, right now, Rand has final say. Landon says, if we win 8 games next season, I think that's a success. That would be a step forward. 8 or 9 games would be a step forward. Keon, tighten up, Rand. Let's get to work. Yep. It's Rand's team now. It's the Ranahan era. Let Rand cook. And now they're going to let him cook. So I congratulate Brian Callahan, Coach Callahan. Welcome to the team. Congrats to Rand. It is his show now. All eyes are on him. And so also a press conference will take place tomorrow, 1 p.m. is the time. So 1 o'clock is the introductory press conference for Bill Callahan. And I'm pretty sure Miss Amy is going to have to talk. Miss Amy's going to have to talk. Rand's going to have to talk. And then, of course, Brian Callahan is probably going to talk, of course, as well. So, again, this is an extremely exciting time to be a Tennessee Titans fan right now. It is a very exciting time to do that. And for Vrabel, yeah, the Chargers are off the board. They are hiring Jim Harbaugh to be the next head coach. Again, y'all, definitely make sure y'all give a like to the show, and also make sure y'all subscribe to the channel as well, and also download on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple, and Google Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. But again, it is official. Brian Callahan is the new head coach of the Tennessee Titans. He will speak to the media and to the fans for the first time tomorrow at 1 p.m. And then also Rand and will speak as well. So we are definitely very excited about that. And then, of course, getting to work and filling out the staff and things like that. And everything. So I am liking it. I am really liking it. I think Ranahan is the way to go. And so I will be watching the press conference with intent. I want to hear what's said. I want to hear the vision. Parker D said, I think the Chargers are going to be very good. I think Jim Harbaugh, that is a good hire for the Chargers. I do. I think that is a very good hire. But now, what's up next? Up next for the Titans after this, next week after the championship games, is the Senior Bowl. So the Senior Bowl will be coming up next week. Um, and of course, I will definitely be paying attention to some of the practices and definitely giving some feedback. Maybe taking a look definitely at offensive line. Definitely going to be taking a look at wide receiver. We're definitely going to be taking a look at defensive back as well. So we're definitely going to be taking a look at a lot of those positions. Rand and Brian are definitely going to be, having to speak and things like that. And definitely taking a look at players and definitely seeing who maybe some guys the Titans are getting in contact with and maybe talk to at the Senior Bowl. They'll be able to do some interviews with some of these players, and we'll get probably a good gauge of players that the Tennessee Titans are going to be looking at possibly drafting. But I'm excited. I am excited for this offseason. For once the Senior Bowl starts, that is when things really get rolling because you'll have the Senior Bowl. Um, you're going to be talking about some stuff filling out the staff and things like that. And then, after the Super Bowl is over later in the month, you're going to have the combine. You're going to have the combine. Of course, along with the Senior Bowl, you got the the East West Shrine Bowl as well. So, Chad Brinker maybe is somebody that's going to be at that event. And so they're going to definitely be taking a look at a lot of different things going on coming up. So you got again the Senior Bowl, the Shrine Bowl. You're gonna have the combine coming up. Then you're gonna be having college visits and things like that. And then you're gonna have the visits where players come to St. Thomas Sports Park and talking. And we're gonna be finding out, at the combine, who are some guys that the Tennessee Titans are interviewing and things like that. So a lot of that is going to be coming up. Paris says, I'll be at the Senior Bowl. So let me know some players you like me to pay attention to. Man, Paris, can you hook me up with a ticket? I want to roll with you. I want to roll with you to the Senior Bowl. But yeah, maybe let me know. Maybe next year I'll get to roll with you to the Senior Bowl. I would be glad to do that. I got to see how to get credentials for that because I would not mind doing that or being at the combine. I may see about the combine. I might see about seeing about getting credential for that. Definitely. But I will definitely touch bases with you on some players to pay attention to. I'm like, look, definitely take a look at the offensive line. Definitely take a look at wide receivers. We need some speed. We need speed. We need a left tackle. We may need a center. Um, I'm definitely trying to see, some guys who are a part of the Senior Bowl roster and things like that. I think there is a way for me to do that. Okay, they haven't accepted, they haven't put the rosters together yet, but let's see. I'm just looking at a couple of people that maybe we need to pay attention to, like some defensive backs, like Mike Sainristil from Michigan is a guy I would say pay attention to. Maybe this Josh Proctor from Ohio State. Kyrie Jackson from Oregon could be another. Johnny Dixon, I think he's a defensive back with Penn State. Kalen King is another. I'll pay a couple to those Georgia defensive backs. Let's see, defensive line. Um, Devondre Sweat from Texas. I think it's a guy that you could definitely pay attention to. Byron Murphy the second. So there's definitely some good defensive linemen as well. But offensive line, Talise Fuaga, I would like to pay attention to. Graham Barden, maybe somebody in the second round from Duke. Um, let's see, offensive lineman from Michigan, Cooper Beebe is another name. He could be a nice guard from Kansas State. Cedric Rampan, I believe he's a center with Georgia. Um, just an, Kingsley Suamatea is a guy I've been hearing a lot about. Him, Jordan Morgan in Arizona, is another guy. So I'm just giving you a few ideas of some guys to pay attention to. Troy Fontenot, definitely look at him. So those are some offensive linemen. Maybe if we're looking at a backup quarterback, maybe somebody like a Sam Hartman, maybe somebody like a Spencer Rattler. Joe Milton's gonna be there. Bo Nix. I think Bo Nix and Michael Penix could get up into that top 10, maybe top 5, and they could push guys like Marvin Harrison Jr., guys like Joe Alt and Olufashanu down to us. So that could definitely be a possibility. That's going to be a big week for those guys. Xavier at wide receiver, Xavier Legette is a guy. Malachi Corley from Wisconsin. Um, Let me see. Jamari Thrash was a name I heard from Louisville. Lad McConkey could be a guy. I did like Johnny Wilson. Jacob Cowing is somebody who has risen up boards and stuff as well. So those are just a couple of receivers that I would say take a look at as well. So Parrish, I just ran down some people. Um, it's a great time to be a Titans fan right now. Um, Parker D says, I think I got a sideline passes for the Senior Bowl. Very interesting. Truth, I think it's pretty easy to get sideline credentials since you're a part of the media industry. You know what? You're absolutely right. I do work for Fox, so maybe I could. I might be able to check it out. I might see about that. So, I might definitely look into that. So, um, and I'm gonna be taking notes too, Paris. I am too. Um, you're out on Malik. Not necessarily. I think honestly, we probably could use more of a veteran backup quarterback. And, Malik could go elsewhere. But, I mean, Malik could be, I think we could use Malik like a Taysom Hill, maybe. Put him in some packages. Let him put him in some nice packages where, he's either running the ball, maybe some special plays, reverses, or something where, he can showcase his arm a little bit, maybe a, double reverse or something like that. So maybe there is something there for Malik, um, and things like that. But yeah, I got to work on media credentials and everything. So it's a fun time, y'all. It is a fun time to be a Tennessee Titans fan because a lot of great things are headed in this direction, and I am so excited. Um, about this. I am very excited about this hire and where this team is going. So um before we get out of here for tonight, because that's really all today's show is about Brian Callahan and the promotions with Rand. And I know a lot of people wonder about can Brian Callahan call plays? Because he never called plays before. You take a look at some of the other coaches around the league that are still successful. Kevin O'Connell was under Sean McVay in LA, went to Minnesota, never called plays. Minnesota did all right this year. Minnesota, pretty decent football team, especially offensively. Um, Another Mike McDaniel from the Kyle Shanahan tree. Never, um, never called plays. Did pretty good in has done pretty well there. And so Um, another coach, Zach Taylor, never called plays. He was a quarterback's coach. He had never been an offensive coordinator before. And Cincinnati has a prolific offense. I'm trying to think of another coach that has never called plays, but is doing pretty good. But those are just some. So it doesn't mean you have to necessarily have not called plays to be successful. And so, um, you know, that it's going to be something there. Luke Joel says, "How long until we score 30?" I don't think it's going to take that long. Um, who is going to be our front five O line next year? That is going to be a good question. Lou Man says Kirk Cousins a free agent. I mean, Kirk Cousins is going to want to start somewhere, just like Ryan Tannehill. They're going to want to start somewhere, and that's going to be interesting. Mike McDaniel never calls plays. I mean, he does now in Miami, but he never called plays out in San Francisco. Um, Bobby Slowick had never called plays until he got to the offensive coordinator job in Houston. So it's going to be very interesting to see how all of this plays out. But I don't think you hold that against him just because he hasn't called plays before. But before we do get out of here, definitely want to share a little bit of my experience last week. I was out of town. I went on a cruise for the first time out in California, cruised to Mexico, and got to, step into another country for the very first time. Um, and I got to tell you, it was a out of this world experience. I had so much fun. I have never had this much fun. And it was special. It was an eye opener. It put my life in perspective a bit. I was able to really clear my head, clear my mind, and just be away from it all. Cali was great. Cali was great. Got a good haircut. Went to In and Out. Loved their burgers. It was delicious. Um, you know, got to enjoy Guy Ferreri's burger joint. It was really, really good. Um, and everything. But yeah, Cali was great, Luke. Cali was good. I hate I didn't get to see a lot of Hollywood, didn't get to see like the Walk of Fame and stuff like that. But I'm gonna definitely make an effort to do that. I'm definitely gonna go to LA again. I think I'm definitely gonna go out. I think I definitely plan on going to the Titans Chargers game in LA. I just gotta get the date for it. Hopefully it is not around a time of when we do sweeps at work. So hopefully I'll be able to get off that Sunday. I could catch a flight on Saturday, get out there on Sunday, and then maybe on Monday I enjoy a little bit of Hollywood and come back on Tuesday. Maybe I could do something like that. Um, so I got to see in that regard and stuff like that. So it was fun. Paris said, I was just on a cruise last month. They are great indeed. Glad you enjoyed yourself. I did. I got to enjoy some of the Detroit Tampa Bay game and also watch a little bit of the Kansas City Buffalo game, but it did get a little chilly as time went on. It was a little cold out there because of the chill, because you're out at sea and things like that, but it was fun. Was it expensive? I mean, I mean, a little bit, but not really, because a lot of things are included, like food. I did a package where I was able to get beverages and things like that. I was able to get unlimited beverages and stuff like that. Um, I just didn't get unlimited alcohol. But I would say all in all, maybe I've spent about 1,300 on everything. I got a balcony room, which was amazing. I definitely enjoyed that. Got a balcony room, which was amazing. Um, got to enjoy a lot of food. Um, got to party. It was amazing. I had a absolutely fantastic time. Definitely could snag a running back or draft one. Luke says I need a vacation. Parker D said, "Did you try authentic Mexican food?" Unfortunately, I did not get to try that. Again, I probably will be making a trip to Mexico at some point again. Maybe like Cancun or Cabo. I think I'm definitely going to try to do something like that within the next couple of years. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to be going. Definitely going to be going back. Um, was hotels expensive? Um, I got a good rate on a hotel in LA for like right at $100. Mexico, I went to Ensenada, Mexico. It's a little south of Tijuana, and I got to do some ATV riding in Guadalupe Valley, which was incredible. Now, it was incredible. It was an adrenaline rush. Now, one thing I did get to do, I got to do a wine tasting, but I also got to do authentic tequila tasting, like Mexican tequila that's made in Mexico that is authentic specifically to Mexico. And oh, some of those some of those fruity tequilas were incredible. And they taught you a way to actually drink tequila. And it was like, you breathe it in, then you get it away from you for a minute, you breathe it in again, and then you sip. You don't just drop it back. You sip it, and it is a whole different thing when you're doing it that way. Um, Said went to Cozy Mel, Mexico, poured out of Miami, and so I gotta see because there is a cruise that the crew that did it last year, um, did it last year. Um, they're doing it again this next year, which I mean, um, they do it every year, but I know they're setting up for 2025, and it's gonna be porting out of Orlando. So I am definitely um I am definitely looking forward to 2025, and I'm definitely looking forward to the 2025 cruise. I'm definitely gonna take a look at that, and go ahead and prepare the book for that one as well. So I'm definitely gonna get ready for that one too. You know, as we're heading back to Orlando, I'm trying to see where they're going. Um, yeah, but this is poured out of Orlando. I'm gonna try to see where they're going. Okay, that's not bad. 1330. Okay. Yeah, so I'm definitely gonna take a look at that, and I may book through their service as well. So I may book through them and everything. And so I think I'm gonna do it again. I think I'm gonna cruise again. So definitely gonna have some fun. Parker D said, "Did you go on a Carnival cruise or Royal Caribbean?" I went through Carnival. I went on a Carnival cruise, and it was so much fun. I mean, I had the time of my life, and I had a great time. I'm going next year. I am definitely going back next year without a doubt, because I mean I got family in Tampa, and so um I got family in Tampa, so I could visit them. And basically, it is an hour and 17 minutes from Orlando to Tampa. So I could literally stay with I mean, what I'm probably going to end up doing is I'm probably going to end up staying with my family in Tampa, not even have to pay for hotels, not have to pay for hotels or nothing. And maybe I'll go to Orlando maybe a day early, maybe see if I can go to Universal or something like that. Maybe see about going to Universal maybe the day before and things like that. Or maybe I do that coming back. So yeah, I spent $3,000 a day, $3,000 4 days in Orlando. Crazy expensive out there. Man, that guy's burger spot, it was amazing. I enjoy Guy's Burger. I can eat Guy's Burgers all day because um, I think I had like two regular cheeseburgers and two bacon cheeseburgers, and I think I got double patties on that. It was good, good. Big Shaq's Big Chicken I tried. It wasn't really hidden because it had a little bit of a kick to it, a little bit of spice in it, and so it wasn't really all of that. Definitely enjoyed the buffets, and things like that. So there was definitely some good food. I'm definitely gonna try Blue Iguana next time. Um, and everything. So I am definitely looking forward to that cruise next year. I will definitely be booking within the next couple of months with that. So had to really give my little testimony about that. Everybody, thank y'all for letting me talk your heads off tonight. Again, get excited, y'all. Brian Callahan's the new head coach. It is an exciting time to be a Titan fan. Again, um, favorite dish on the cruise besides Guy's Burgers. Um, I enjoyed something called pan-seared uh balamundi. It was a fish. It was really, really good. I think the barbecue salmon I tried was pretty good as well, even though I really didn't feel the barbecue part of it, but I did think that that was actually pretty good. Um, yeah, I think I am refocused, I am reset, I am rejuvenated, and I am ready. Um, you struggle with lines at the food joints, or did you get lucky? Um, I really probably got lucky mostly. I would say lines weren't just incredibly long like that, depending on when you go. So, um, I was pretty lucky. And I was very much lucky with the weather, even though we did deal with some rain out in California. We did deal with some rain. We did deal with some cold temperatures because, it got up to the 60s, got into the 60s, maybe low 70s, but there were some times it got down to the 50s. And we did have to deal with some rain. Memphis did get some bad weather. Definitely had to deal with boil water advisories, dealt with the ice and freezing rain, but I think things are on the mend and got better. Um, Parker says you deserve that. You deserve it though from all the work this season with the shows and watch parties, and that ain't gonna stop. That ain't gonna stop. We it's still going, and there's a lot more to come in the coming months. We're gonna make this thing bigger and badder and better than ever. I guarantee you from that. Or from one side of the ship to the yeah, sometimes it can be like that. But I had a ball. I can't wait to go back next year. I can't wait to go back next year. So um it's gonna be fun. It is definitely gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it. I'm definitely looking forward to this season coming up, this off season, looking at the Senior Bowl, the combine. I'm 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 pumped now. I am pumped, y'all. I am ready. I am so ready. I'm telling you. So we're gonna have fun. We are going to have a good year. I see it. But everybody, thank y'all again for tuning in to TNT tonight. Make sure all of y'all go give a like to the show. All of y'all need to go give a like to the show. Help me out. and things like that. We are on the road to 1,500. We are at we're over 1,400. We are on that road to 1,500 right now. Um, I know we had 18 likes. We need more. I just went and gave myself a like. So we need more. Go ahead, everybody else, get in there and get some likes for me too. Before we do get out of here. And definitely glad we're at over 1,400 subscribers. I want um I want y'all to help me spread it. By I want to get to 1,500. I want to get to 1,500 before the combine. I want 1,500. So help me out with that, y'all. And then another goal, by the beginning of the season, I want 2,000. So help me make that happen, y'all, because greater content is on the way. So again, thank y'all for tuning in to TNT tonight. I'm your man, Blue Enforcer, aka The Truth. Y'all have a very good rest of your Wednesday. Happy times are here again. And y'all know what we got to do. Make sure y'all share and enjoy everything. Like the show. Everybody go give me a like. And y'all know at the end of the day, all we can do is tighten up. Because that's all we know how to do. Thank y'all for tuning in. Congratulations, Coach Callahan. Let's get to work. Let's tighten up. Because that's all we know how to do. Good night, y'all.